is for busy people. The new version of the most effective course of spoken everyday Japanese. 1. Ever since our vacation to Japan, I've been working on trying to learn more of the Japanese language, because, we plan on going back and spending more time in the country, so it seemed like a good idea to get more familiar with the language. So we're just going to go through a little bit of this book together here, not the whole thing, do some of the introductory bits here. Japanese for Busy People 1. I believe there's a second edition, probably with more vocabulary and such. We're just gonna kind of go through the introductory chapter here, and probably the these first little bits. Okay. Writing and pronunciation. There are 3 kinds of Japanese writing. Kanji, which are Chinese characters or ideographs, each conveying an idea, most of which have at least 2 readings. Hiragana, which is a phonetic syllabary. The symbols are curvilinear in style. And katakana. The second syllabary used primarily for foreign names and place names and words of foreign origin. The symbols are made up of straight lines. Written Japanese normally makes use of all 3, as in the following example. I am going to Canada. You see there. And he has some hiragana, katakana, and romaji here, but I'm not going to go through that. As you can see, there's all these tables, but that's not really what I'm interested in here. This is a very important section, the characteristics of Japanese grammar. Japanese nouns have neither gender nor number, but plurals of certain words can be expressed by the use of a suffix. The verb generally comes at the end of the sentence or clause. Watashi wa Nihonjin desu. I am a Japanese. Watashi wa Kyoto ni ikimasu. I go to Kyoto. Verb configuration is not affected by the gender, number, or person of the subject. Verb configuration shows only 2 tenses, the present form and the past form. Japanese adjectives, unlike English ones, are inflected to show present and past, affirmative and negative. Let's just move over here to some useful daily expressions. And I did use a lot of these on my vacation, I'll tell you that right now. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu, which is good morning. It says it's used till about 10 a.m., but I basically, the only time I really used that was when I was down in the hotel lobby and saying hello to the people in the hotel for the first time that day. I'd greet them with Ohayo gozaimasu. It's important that the U at the end of mas is not pronounced. Konnichiwa, which is hello, that's a very common one. You've probably heard konnichiwa before. Konbanwa, which is good evening. Sayonara is goodbye. So good evening is kind of a, a greeting, not a farewell. If you meet somebody at nighttime, you'd say konbanwa, but sayonara. I never used this one. Devamata or Shamata. Well done, which is sort of like Minnesota goodbye. It's right before you're about to leave. And again, Deva, va. The W is not pronounced as on Dewa. It's Deva, Devamata. Tadaima, Tadaima, I'm back. O Genki desu ka? Just how are you, or are you well? Just basically, it's a way of asking somebody. O Genki desu ka? Again, not pronouncing the U. Desu ka? gozaimasu. Thank you very much. I never really said domo arigato. To be honest, I pretty much always, but domo arigato gozaimasu. I pretty much always just said arigato gozaimasu. And the R here, your pronunciation, a lot of people think it's arigato, but the way you pronounce the R here is sort of just quickly touching the tip of your tongue to the back of your front teeth. Arigato, arigato gozaimasu. You're welcome. Do itashimashite. Do otashimashite. You're not pronouncing the I, it's not mashite. It's do itashimashite. And this is a very important one to know. You're going to be saying this a lot in Japan. Sumimasen. Just excuse me or I'm sorry. It's also a way of sort of addressing somebody if you're inconveniencing them. Like if you're asking somebody a question or something, you would introduce, you'd walk up and say like sumimasen to kind of get their attention. Basically like sorry for burdening you. Choto matai kudasai. Just wait just a moment. Abunai. Look out. Gambate kudasai. Keep your chin up. It's just some different ones, not all of them, but some expressions. Now these are important. You have these signs in daily life here that you might see in Japan. I didn't see all of these. I saw this one a lot. Chikatetsu. Chikatetsu. That's the subway or the underground. Eki. The railway station. Kippo Uriba. It's the ticket office. You have to buy train tickets. Jumbichu. Jumbichu. Getting ready to open or closed for the day. Be for a business. Eikyochu. Open. Kyukochu. Closed. Saisanjo. That's the fare adjustment office if you overpaid for your ticket or you need to pay more for your ticket. You could go to the Saisanjo. Iraguchi and Deguchi. Those would be important to know. Entrance and exit. See those on a store or a temple or a place you're visiting. Iraguchi. Deguchi. Hijoguchi. It's your emergency exit. Hijoguchi. Osu. Push. Hiku. Pull. For doors. Push or pull doors. And that right there. Su. Su. Uketsuke. Reception. Erabeta. Erabeta. That's your elevator. Escareta. Escalator. Otoko. Ona. Men. Women. For bathrooms. Just some signs you might encounter. Chusajo. Chusajo. Parking lot. Chui. Caution. Chui. Kojichu. Under construction. Kiken. Kiken. That's danger. Kinen. No smoking. Kinen. Chushakinshi. No parking. Chushakinshi. No parking. Now let's just do this first little bit here. Lesson 1, introductions. Mr. Hayashi introduces Mr. Smith to Mr. Tanaka. And you see you have it written here. Hayashi. 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 But we'll just we'll read through the little introductory part here, and as you can see, there's some vocabulary here at the bottom. So Mr. Hayashi introduces Mr. Smith to Mr. Tanaka. Hayashi. Sumisu-san desu. Tanaka-san, kochira wa Sumisu-san desu. Sumisu, hajimemashite. Sumisu desu. Dozo yoroshiku. Then Tanaka says, hajimemashite. Tokyo Denki no Tanaka desu. Dozo yoroshiku. Hayashi. Sumisu-san wa ABC no Bengoshi desu. So I'll run through that one more time. Hayashi says, Tanaka-san, kochira wa Sumisu-san desu. Sumisu, so that's Mr. Smith, says, hajimemashite. Sumisu desu. Dozo yoroshiku. Tanaka says, hajimemashite. Tokyo Denki no Tanaka desu. Dozo yoroshiku. Hayashi, Sumisu-san wa ABC no Bengoshi desu. Translating that into English, Hayashi says, Mr. Tanaka, this is Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith says, how do you do? My name is Smith. I'm very glad to meet you. Tanaka says, how do you do? I'm Tanaka from Tokyo Electric. I'm very glad to meet you. Hayashi, Mr. Smith is ABC's lawyer. Now, keeping that translation in mind, we are going to run through it one more time in the Japanese. But when I read it this time, keep in mind what is being said in English and see if you can pick up on the vocabulary. Tanaka-san, kochira wa Sumisu-san desu. Hajimemashite. Sumisu desu. Dojo yoroshiku. Hajimemashite. Tokyo Denki no Tanaka desu. Dozo yoroshiku. Sumisu-san wa ABC no Bengoshi desu. So Hayashi, that's a surname, Hayashi. Tanaka-san, a surname with an honorific. And you see here, san, Mr., Mrs., Miss suffix. Kochira, this one, so kochira, this one. Wa, as for, kochira wa, this one as for. Smith-san, Smith, surname, honorific. Des is. So we put that together. Tanaka-san, honorific Tanaka. This one. Smith, honorific is. This one is. There you go. Hajimemashite is how do you do. It's just sort of like, when you ask somebody how you doing, but you don't really care. That's hajimemashite. Watashi is I. Watashi is I. So, watashi wa daft rain cloud. Dozo yoroshiku is please favor me. Which is basically like I hope I am well received. Tokyo Denki is the Tokyo Electric Company. No is a possessive. No is a possessive. If you're a fan of anime, the anime My Hero Academia, the actual Japanese name is Boku no Hero Academia. So hero, possessive of the academia. ABC is ABC, and then Bengoshi is lawyer. So Smith is ABC's lawyer. That's right. So Smith as for ABC belonging to lawyer is. Japanese grammar is tricky. I'm still struggling with it and learning it, but that's sort of the idea here. It's easier if you don't try to think of it in English in your mind. Honestly, like trying to not convert it in English first, but as you go makes it easier in my opinion. Identifying people and things. past form. And we have affirmative and negative, right? So the affirmative is des, but if it is not, the present form of is not is deva arimasen. Deva arimasen. But then we go to past tense. The past tense affirmative was is deshta. Again, we do not pronounce the I. Don't pronounce the I. Deshta. The negative past tense was not deva arimasen deshita. Deva arimasen deshita. Particle wa is a topic marker. Wa follows noun 1, indicating that it is the topic under discussion. Noun 2 is then identified, and the phrase is concluded with des. A-san wa bengoshi desu. Mr. A is a lawyer. A-san, Mr. A. Particle. So the next word that follows the wa is the modifier. Lawyer is A-san wa bengoshi desu. Ka is a question marker. The formation of questions in Japanese is easy. Put ka at the end of a sentence and it becomes a question. No change in word order is required, even when the question contains interrogative words such as who, what, when, etc. Information rises on the particle ka only, i.e. desu ka. Hai and e. Hai is the same as yes. E is virtually the same as no. It is better, however, to think of hai as meaning that's right and e as meaning that's wrong. Otherwise, negative questions can be a problem. Example, the question, ja banana ga arimasen ka? So you have no bananas. The reply is hai arimasen. That's right, we have none. Or e arimasu. That's wrong, we have some. Ja banana ga arimasen ka? Hai arimasen. E arimasu. Alright. We're gonna move ahead just a little bit here. I have a fly buzzing around here. It is Australian summer. Hope that's not coming through too strongly on the microphone. So we have some exercises here, Practice the following pattern by changing the underlined part in the example given. Watashi wa sumisu desu. Watashi wa sumisu desu. I am Smith. But now we can go. Watashi wa America Daishikan no sumisu desu. And America Daishikan is the American embassy. Watashi wa America Daishikan no sumisu desu. Watashi wa America Jin desu. America Jin is an American, and Jin is a person. You might have heard of the term gaijin, which basically just means a foreign person, or it's a term for foreigner, but recently the word has been derided as being offensive and has been moved away from in the Japanese vernacular. Watashi wa bengoshi desu. I am a lawyer. Now we have another exercise here. Make dialogues by changing the underlined parts as in the examples given. Anata wa sumisu-san desu ka? Anata wa sumisu-san desu ka? Anata is you, then question mark. So you are Smith. Anata wa sumisu-san desu ka? And then the answer is hai sumisu desu. Hai Smith. That's me. Or you can change it to Tanaka. Anata wa Tanaka-san desu ka? Hai Tanaka desu. This one are Japanese. No, I am not Japanese. And then we can change it. Anata wa bengoshi desu ka? Bengoshi de wa arimasen. I am not a lawyer. Well, we have Hiisho. Hiisho, which is secretary. Anata wa hiisho desu ka? Hiisho de wa arimasen. I'm not the secretary. Now, anata wa Nihonjin desu ka? Chukokujin desu ka? Are you Japanese or are you Chinese? Chukoku. Chukoku. Chinese. Chinese. Anata wa Nihonjin desu ka? Chukokujin desu ka? And then the answer here gives us Nihonjin desu. So we want to change it to be accurate for me. Anata wa Amerikajin desu ka? Deutschjin desu ka? Deutschjin. A German. Are you a German? Anata wa Nihonjin desu ka? Excuse me. Anata wa Amerikajin desu ka? Deutschjin desu ka? Amerikajin desu. Or if I'm introducing myself straight up, Watashi wa Amerikajin desu. Watashi wa Amerikajin desu. Anata wa donata desu ka? Sumisu desu. Sumisu desu. Donata. Who are you? Who are you? If they don't even have an idea of who you could be. Anata wa donata desu ka? Sumisu desu. Sumisu desu. Or Nihon Kinko no Tanaka. Nihon Kinko, that's the Bank of Japan. Kochira wa donata desu ka? Sumisu-san desu. Sumisu-san desu. Nihon Kinko no Tanaka-san. There's a lot going on here. We'll skip past this vocabulary because I kind of already went over it. But let's move now to short dialogue. Short dialogue. Short dialogues. Sumisu. Tanaka-san desu ka? Tanaka. Hai. Tanaka desu. Sumisu. Tanaka-san wa gakusei desu ka? Gakusei desu ka? Tanaka. Ii gakusei de wa arimasen. Gaishin desu. Gaishin desu. Are you Tanaka? Are you Mr. Tanaka? Yes, I am. Are you a student? No, I'm not a student. I'm a company employee. Tanaka-san desu ka? Hai, Tanaka desu. Tanaka-san wa gakusei desu ka? I'm iffy on the pronunciation here. Gakusei or gakusei? I'm not sure. Gakusei de wa arimasen. Gaishin desu. Gaishin desu. Mr. Hashi introduces Miss Yamada to Mr. Tanaka. Goshokai shimasu. Kochira wa Yamada-san desu. Sumisu-san no Hiisho desu. Kochira wa Tanaka-san desu. Hajimemashite. Yamada desu. Dozo yoroshiku. Hajimemashite. Tanaka desu. Dozo yoroshiku. Here the translation. Let me introduce you. Goshokai shimasu. Goshokai shimasu. Let me introduce you. This is Ms. Yamada. She is Mr. Smith's secretary. This is Mr. Tanaka. How do you do? My name's Yamada. I'm very glad to meet you. How do you do? My name's Tanaka. I'm very glad to meet you. Goshokai shimasu. Goshokai shimasu. Kochira wa Yamada-san desu. Sumisu-san no Hiisho desu. Kochira wa Tanaka-san desu. Hajimemashite. Yamada desu. Dozo yoroshiku. Hajimemashite. Tanaka desu. Dozo yoroshiku. Goshokai shimasu. Let me introduce you. That's just the end there. And just lesson too, but we're not gonna get into that. It's just a short little Japanese lesson, stuff I've been going through in my own time. I thought it'd be kinda cool to do as a video, go through the book a little bit. And I'm testing out my new microphone setup, and I'm using the camera over here. So I use this as a little bit of a as a technical test of sorts. I apologize if there's any mispronunciation in there. I tried to get it right, but I'm still really a beginner when it comes to Japanese. I'm just scratching the surface, but I do hope you enjoyed the video.